So yesterday, I went to my community post and asked y'all if y'all wanted to see World Breaker Hulk. And shockingly, a lot of you guys really wanted to see it. But before we get into World Breaker Hulk, we gotta talk about Planet Hulk. Because this movie right here basically ties into World Breaker Hulk. And is kind of the reason why Hulk goes berserk and tries to destroy the whole planet. So without further ado, let's stop wasting time and let's get into this movie. So the movie begins when we see Hulk wake up and then see a hologram of everybody in the Illuminati. And for those who don't know, the Illuminati is like this secret group or faction that consists of the world's smartest people. And for some strange reason, they just thought it was a good idea to throw Hulk in this rocket and just shoot him into outer space, onto a different planet. And this 100% totally won't backfire in the future. Totally. But after realizing that his friend just stabbed him in the back, he starts raging the fuck out and starts destroying the spaceship. And if we're being real, I don't even blame Hulk for being this pissed off. Because if people that I consider my friends just trapped me inside of a spaceship and sent me to an unknown remote planet that nobody knows of, I'd be a little heated too. Not gonna lie. But Hulk ends up beating down the spaceship so bad that it ends up going completely off course to its original destination, and the spaceship just ends up landing in a completely different planet known as Sakaar. And once Hulk crash lands on this planet, a bunch of these ugly ass alien bugs just decide to start attacking the Hulk. And shockingly enough, their spears are actually hurting him, which is weird because I only thought adamantium or Uru could only hurt the Hulk, but I guess not. These red aliens pull up and then shoot this disc at Hulk, which allows him to understand the language of the aliens, and the red aliens tell Hulk that he's now officially a slave. However, in typical Hulk fashion, he isn't listening to a word they're saying, so he tries to attack them, but before he could do that, this alien dude uses the disc device to shock him and knock him out unconscious. The movie then cuts to Hulk waking back up to see a bunch of captured prisoners, and then this guy named Lavin tells Hulk that they're about to be in a Gladiator-like arena fight. And these are Hulk's teammates. We got Bug Boy, typical baddie, Rockman, Cyborg Dude, this guy that unironically sounds like Gara for some reason.
My name is Heroin the Shade, and you shall know the truth of who I am.
And then the leader, Lavin. And once everyone is finished introducing themselves, they get dropped into the arena and they pick up their weapons, and their opponents are a bunch of these Cronins. And Krog, obviously being a Cronin himself, obviously doesn't want to fight his own people. So he tries to walk up to them and confront them, but he just gets socked in the face. And then basically a fight starts to break out. Heron starts fighting one of the Cronins until Lavin would appear and then cut one in the eyes, which would then temporarily blind him, as then Hiram and Lavin would then push them off balance. But while everyone's fighting for their lives, Hulk's over here just trying to escape because he doesn't want to partake in any of this madness that's going on. The three bug aliens try fighting the Cronins, but they do no damage, and the dude just gets back up, smashes the first one, then smacks the second one, and then grabs the third one and then just squeezes it to them. And oh my gosh, but why was Marvel so brutal back then before the MCU? Like, you can't tell me a child wasn't traumatized by this, because this is low-key kinda crazy. Lavin tries convincing Korg to fight, saying that those are no longer his comrades and that their minds have been washed. And then one of the Cronins just stabbed Lavin in the back, brutally. Like, damn, I didn't know Marvel was this comfortable in just showing death back in the day. Like, yeah, I know the MCU shows tons of brutal murder now, but just something about these older animated movies that just hit different. You know what? Let me know right now in the comment sections which is better, the Marvel animated movies or the MCU, cause I can't be the only one that thinks the animated movies are better. But anywho, after Korg sees Lavin die, he finally gives in and then proceeds to kill all three of his brothers, which is kind of a little fucked up considering that's his own people, but you know, as Lavin said, they're basically brain dead, so this shit doesn't matter. But after all the Cronins die, this demon octopus thingy comes out of the arena and it just starts going straight ballistic. It destroys this cyborg dude, and the rest of Hulk's teammates look like they're in danger. So finally, this man Hulk decides to do something. So he jumps into the air and then punches the octopus in its weak spot, instantly killing it. And I don't even know why, but I just find it severely funny that it took 5 people to die for this man Hulk to do something. Like, maybe if the Hulk did something from the start, then maybe some of these people wouldn't be dead right now, huh? So good job for the Hulk for entering last minute in the fight and letting all these people die. Great job. After the Hulk had defeated the octopus, the crowd is looking mad hyped than ever, whatever. And wait a minute, what the hell is Star-Lord doing here? And why is he watching this man Hulk fight for his life? Like, shouldn't he be helping him right now? Star-Lord's really casually watching the fight, knowing damn well his friend's down there. Hulk jumps up and tries attacking the Red King, but his servant comes in and then hits Hulk right in the chest, leading to Hulk crashing right back down to the floor. And this pose that Hulk's hitting right now looks awfully familiar or something, but I can't put my finger on it. Oh well, doesn't ring a bell. Anywho, the Red King gets in his golden ass mech suit and the Hulk and Red King start fighting. The Red King cuts Hulk's right cheek and then Hulk's teammates decide him to lend him a sword, that way it can be a fair fight. But we all know giving Hulk a weapon is legit the equivalent of giving Mike Tyson a knife. Shit is not fair. And it's shown right here because Hulk manages to cut the Red King. And even though bro only got cut one time, he had to call an immediate timeout and tag his servant. Like, timing out for one measly little cut is low-key kinda pussy, but hey, I'm not judging. Hulk and Kyrie are battling it out, and it's looking kinda even. He's going all in and she's going all in. But that would all be interrupted by this dickhead, the Red King, lasering him down right before the Hulk was about to attack. And just listen to the crowd's response after this. Like, even the crowd knows this Red King dude is low-key kinda pussy. But after Hulk gets hit by the laser, he gets knocked out and gets sent right back to prison with the rest of the gang. And everyone's just sitting around Lavin's corpse giving their backstories and shit. But none of their backstories pose any importance, except for this motherfucker right here. Yeah, Korgs. Because in his backstory, he decides it'd be an absolutely fantastic idea to capture Odin's son. Yeah, you heard me right. Dead ass fucking Thor. And Thor is whooping the mess out of these rock dudes, which isn't really a surprise considering the fact that this is the same version of Thor that fought Hulk and lost. But he was folding these dudes so badly that they had to pull out this giant ass robot to stop him from causing any further damage. And it looks like the machine is actually causing the God of Thunder some trouble, until it wasn't, because it's revealed that Thor wasn't the only one who got captured. Do you want to know who also got captured with Thor? It is no other than Beta fucking Ray Bill. Now, I don't know too much about him, but I know enough information that if this guy appears, you know shit is about to go down. Beta and Thor both combine their strength and destroy the robot with zero effort. And the rock dudes had already seen enough, so they decide to head to the rocket ship and try escaping the battlefield. But this madman Beta still wants to run the fucking fade, so he decides to chase them down and follow them through the black hole like a psychopath. And after all that, the Kronos crash land and now Korg is here. So yeah, that backstory was a little crazy. But after everyone's explaining their backstory, we then transition to the second battle. And their opponents are now all these robots, but you know, Hulk makes easy work of them because he's, well, the Hulk. And after everyone's finished fighting the robots, we then see Hulk's blood touch the ground and create these tiny little plants. And I'm just gonna go ahead and assume it's a mutation between Hulk's blood and the soil of Sakaar, because if it isn't, then what the hell does Hulk got going on right now? Hulk and the gang are back in their cells until Kyra pulls Hulk out for a minute and explains why the Red King isn't necessarily a bad guy. Because when Kyra was just a little kid, these things called spikes started raining down on her village. And basically what these spikes do is basically turn these people into just mindless monsters that just start attacking people. And unfortunately for Kyra, her father and mother, they both turned into these spikes and she basically had to brutally murder the both of them. And then when she was starting to get overswarmed by these spikes, the Red King then appears with his robots and gets rid of all the spikes, saving Kyra. And Hulk is all like, that's cool and all, but what's that gotta do with me? And then she proceeds to explain that Eloah has a bunch of people breaking into prison, that way they can help her escape. And as long as Hulk follows them, then he won't ever have to fight in the arenas ever again. And the main reason why Kyra is even allowing this in the first place is because, well, Hulk is that guy. And after the Hulk had embarrassed the Red King by cutting him in front of everybody, the people of Sakaar are basically starting to turn against their king. So really, they're starting to wake up and realize that this guy is just dead ass a big ass bum. But even after Kyra's whole explanation, Hulk's like, hell no, fuck off, and if your king wants to kill me, then he's gonna have to do it in the arena. And since Hulk isn't gonna follow Eloah, it's basically implied that they're gonna get murdered. So boom, time passes in the prison and then the resistance come in to break Eloah out of prison. Hulk's like, the moment you step out of side, you are going to die. But her ass just doesn't want to listen, and even has the audacity to call Hulk a stupid ass brute.
He spoke with the Shadow God, Eloah. I think he knows something.
He's a stupid brute. He knows nothing.
And then she runs outside, and then she just dies. She just dies.
Hell away!
Yeah, maybe she would have actually survived if she didn't, you know, call Hulk a stupid idiot and then run away to her death. Crazy part is, Savage Hulk isn't even really that dumb for real. And I'm not even talking about this one, because this isn't even Hulk. This is just Bruce Banner inside the Hulk's body. I'm talking about this Hulk.
The scars on his back are rough, though there's no internal damage. He's malnourished and dehydrated. But here's where it gets strange. He's emitting some kind of energy, something I've never seen before. Sorry, I guess this is a bit over your head.
It's a form of cosmic radiation.
So yeah, shockingly enough, Hulk is actually pretty smart. But yeah, Elwood dies, and then a couple hours pass by, and then the third and final Gladiator arena fight begins. And now I'm wondering who Hulk's gonna face off against now. Either way, I'm sure it's nothing gonna be too crazy. Oh, hell no. Yeah, somebody call 911 because he's about to put all three of these motherfuckers, except for Hulk, in the hospital. Hiram is the first one to attack Beta, and he tries slashing him, but he blocks the attack and then proceeds to punch Hiram away. Korg comes in and then hits him with this mace, but Beta just casually tanks it, and then Beta turns around and says this to him.
You, I hold no guilt about killing.
Like, Korg, why? Just why did you have to capture this man? Now you're gonna die. And I know Beta isn't gonna pull his punches too, like he's cooked. Korg then tries to attack him with the mace again, but then Beta just catches it and then headbutts him. Then Hulk tries to attack Beta with his sword, but that shit breaks on impact due to Stormbreaker being damn near indestructible. And then Beta just starts pounding on the Hulk because he can just fight like that for real. What can I say? Plus he's worthy for Mjolnir, so that's already a sign that he could whoop ass.
I act by the will of others, Hulk. The disc in my chest and in yours demands that one of us must die. You have my sympathy because it will not be me!
God damn, not only did he say one of the coldest lines in the whole movie, but he then hits Hulk with this 3-piece combo. Like, Hulk didn't even deserve that for real. And the more I watch this fight between Hulk versus Beta, I'm just sitting here wondering why Thor wasn't throwing hands like this in the Thor versus Hulk movie. Like shit, maybe if he was Beta, his ass wouldn't have gotten planted out on the floor like this. Hulk throws these knives at Beta and it accidentally stabs into one of the discs, destroying it and basically freeing Beta. And Beta's like, you freed me. But you know, Hulk doesn't give a fuck a word this man says due to the fact that he's in a burst of rage right now, and he just continues beating his ass. And he was punching this dude so hard that his face deadass turned into a bunch of mashed potatoes. Like, I'm not trolling. Like, look at this shit. Bro's got the face only a mother could love. But the beatdown was so horrific, even the crowd was like, oh shit, maybe you should probably stop. But they didn't react like this when my boy Lavin died. But oh, you wanna feel bad for Mr. Horseboy over here? It's fucked up, bro. Real fucked up. But our heroes finally win the battle, and before they can leave the arena, they have to do one more task for Red King. And that's, well, kill off Elway. Because it turns out the king spared her, that way her own homies could just kill her off, which is kind of messed up. And the gang is obviously too locked in with Elway, and they say no to killing her, so the king is like, okay, I'll just kill everyone then. So he just starts electrocuting everybody. But our go Beta Ray Bills gets up from the beating he received from Hulk previously and just straight up frees everybody. He even smashes this wall, which also allows the prisoners from inside the jail to also be free. So this man really just caused a whole ass jailbreak in the arena. Beta asks Hulk whether he wants to come back to Earth or not, and Hulk obviously says no. Because if bro came back, he knows he's just gonna get shot right back into outer space. Like the Avengers do not want his ass back. After everyone is free and shit, Hulk fucks off in some nearby distance and the rest of the gang are chilling with this guy that eventually betrays them. And spoiler alert, this bug guy actually kills him. Like, I'm starting to think this movie has the most murders in all of Marvel movie history, cause this has to be like the 5th person dying in this movie. Anyways, we cut back to Hulk by himself, alone, until Kyra pulls up to finish off the Hulk. And then they get into this huge ass fight as always, and I'm pretty sure there's a moment where she just literally shoves her whole ass hand into Hulk's chest, which is like, I don't even know what to say to that. And they continue battling each other until, well, the spikes come back. So then Hulk and Kyra make this temporary truce to save all these people from turning into monsters, and it's kind of insane and chaotic because even the Hulk turns into a spike himself, but since he has gamma radiation coursing through his body, it doesn't really turn him into a mindless zombie like the rest. And while all this is going down, a hologram of the Red King then appears in front of Kyra, and it's revealed that this whole situation was caused by him.
What?
Yep, so it turns out the person who unleashed all those spikes on the village was the Red King. And even crazier news, the person who unleashed all those spikes on Kyra's village was also the Red King. Like, he was causing mass genocide at the ripe old age of 10. Do you know what I was doing at the age of 10? Playing Roblox. The Red King then drops this fat ass nuke on the village, which leads all the spikes to die, including the Hulk. And Kyra tells the king this, and he tells her to capture the rest of his squad, that way they can be executed tomorrow. So boom, the next day arrives, and the gang are all scheduled for their execution except for the Hulk, because he's obviously dead. And once they reach the king unfolds the blanket beneath Hulk's body, and then Hulk pulls a psych! And then proceeds to open his eyes and then smack the king in the face. And I just know the king got his ass jump scared when he saw Hulk open his eyes like this. You know, he probably should have just checked Hulk's pulse just in case he was really dead or not, but you know, I'm not him. Kyra frees the prisoners and then everyone just gets straight to fighting. Hulk and the king are just duking it out, and the king tries to use his sword on the Hulk. The Hulk catches the blade and then breaks that shit in half so he can just stab it into his armor, and then hit him with this mean ass uppercut. The king then recovers and then sends these missiles at the Hulk, and he gets sent packing back. And I'm honestly surprised that Hulk didn't just straight up tank these missiles, because usually in different media, he just kinda takes missiles head on, but I guess this case is different. And after Hulk gets launched back, he then gets fried up like a Popeye's chicken tender. Until that is, he does his signature thunderclap and proceeds to disperse all of the fire. And then he just starts ripping apart the Red King's armor, leaving this man suitless. And just look at this clown. Now that he doesn't have his armor anymore, he's praying for dear life that Hulk doesn't banish him to the Shadow Realm. But the Hulk is like, nah, I'm not gonna kill you. And then he proceeds to drop him off right to Kyra. And Kyra proceeds to implant one of the spikes inside of the king's skin, which leads him to transforming into a spike himself. And while he's being transformed, these robots pop up and are like, oh nah, you're a spike now, you gotta go. And they just burn the Red King alive, finally finishing him off. And in the end, Hulk becomes new ruler of Sakaar and ends up getting with Kyra, and they both start a family and live happily ever after. Until they didn't and all died from this explosion.